I am so excited to be talking again with my good friend Bob Kudla from Trade Genius. And I said, Bob, it's been a while since we spoke. I need a reason for folks to come back and listen to us. Can you come up and could you perhaps construct an algorithm, something that's easy to use and something that will completely transform the financial services industry? And we have now Trade with Lionel. Bob, what is it exactly, and how has this sent shockwaves through the financial markets industry?
Yeah, after I get done with my interview at CNBC about this, we can explain further. But really simply is that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I think your kind of reason to being is to really try to provide clear information out there for folks. And my job is to provide information for people to make successful trades. And so what we did for you is that we created a portal, we tradewithlionel.com, where your listeners can come onto our site. We created two bundles for them that are significantly discounted, lower than our normal discounts that we do for your listeners. So it's a really great deal for them. And one is really a basic package. Another one's an advanced package that really is almost like one decision type of trading. Is that so? We created an algorithm that looks at price and looks at momentum, and it literally will tell you whether or not you should be long that stock, you should be neutral, or you should sell it, or you should short it. And we made it very, very simple for people to use. And we obviously will train them how to use it. And then the advanced package, allows you to do a little bit more esoteric things if you like to trade options and things of that nature. And you also get into my VIP room. So those are the two things that we did for you. They're ongoing, they're evergreen. So as long as you want to offer these to your clients, you're welcome to do that. The market is absolutely at a critical juncture right now,
Right.
Lionel. So we're at a point now where the Fed's going to need to intervene. They've been reluctant to engage in the market because they're looking for, if they could bring inflation down, it's impossible for them to do so, with Janet Yellen spending so much money on the fiscal side of the house. And the banks are now being destroyed by the high interest rates because, number one, people can't borrow because they can't qualify. And the people who have loans out there are starting to default at an alarming rate. I think the highest in forever on auto loans right now, 6% default rate, 6.3%, unheard of in history. And so we're at a point now where basically the whole house of cards can collapse. So the Fed's going to have to come in there and do their version of QE again. They call it yield curve control. We did this big time in the 1940s for World War II. We done it under the QE rubric, in 2008. And essentially what they're going to do is they're going to limit how high interest rates can go, or they're going to drive interest rates down. And at the same time, they're going to keep the liquidity out of the markets. So they're basically trying to choke off economic activity at the same time without choking off the banks. And there's really good trades when that happens. This is when gold explodes. You saw Bitcoin already get a pop here. People are going to be moving out of financial-oriented assets like tech, and they're going to be moving into commodity assets to protect themselves. They're going to want real assets because financial assets aren't going to be able to have the cash flows to justify their high prices. So absolutely a change. And our algorithm is going to see that and show that, and people are going to be able to trade it. The nice thing about it, Lionel, is if they join the service, they don't only get the algorithm, but they also get trades from me as well. So they're just not out there with just a piece of software. You get to be in the chat room. They get to get the daily trades that we put out there. They get to get my narratives that I put out there, and we train them how to use this. So if there's a stock they want to trade, they can use the algorithm and trade it effectively. If they just want to lean on us, they can lean on us. If they want to join our VIP room, they could talk to us. And so it's a really good deal, really good price. We do really well. Our track record is out there in the open. People go to our website anytime and see, our performance of stocks that we put out for people to look at. And we've caught this beautiful move. We knew we're going to be down all the way after Labor Day into Halloween. That's playing itself out. And then there's going to be a potential turn maybe into Thanksgiving, but that may even get delayed until Thanksgiving. All depends what the Fed does. Right now, all eyes are on the Fed and Treasury. They drive the market. Nothing else does. And that's true for the entire world. So that's what we're doing. That's how we're doing it. I encourage you folks to check us out. You'll really like it. And as information comes available, Lionel, I'll throw it on to you. You can pass it on to your listeners as you do your daily broadcasts when things are going to turn. But this is going to be an opportunity. When the market gets volatile like this is when people make the most money.
And Bob, what you have always taught me and my listeners as well is that irrespective of what's happening in the world, happening in the market, there's never not a time to seize the moment and to benefit tremendously by it. There is no such thing as, well, sit tight, don't move. It's no, we're going to change. We're going to adapt. We're going to utilize the particular vectors and momentum and use it for the benefit of all financially. That's the beauty of Trade Genius. And that's the beauty of tradewithlionel.com. And Bob, must you have any background in investing? Can a novice jump in? Well, if somebody says, I know intuitively what you're saying, but I'm a little scared, will this handle every level of investment expertise?
Yeah, because it's really buy and sell, right? Buy low, sell high on a mathematical basis. So as long as you know how to put a buy order in, a sell order in, and put a stop order in, you're in good shape. And if you join a brokerage house, they actually will have an orientation for you to do that. And look, we don't trade crazy stuff, Lionel. All right, we don't do anything exotic. The stocks that we trade, they're name brand, and people recognize them. You can make enough money without chasing penny stocks. We don't do any of that garbage. We don't chase low flow stocks, which mean that that you're manipulating the market just by pushing a bunch of people into it. Everything we do is what they call highly liquid brand name stocks. So you don't have to have any experience whatsoever to take advantage of it.
Very quickly, Bob, in the immediate future, is this going to be a time for the active investor, again, novice or expert, to really benefit tremendously from it? That's what people really want, because let's face it, right now, with everything that's going on in the world, people are just panicked, and panic should not mean being static or frozen. But do you see, tell me there's good news ahead. Tell me happy days are here again.
Well, that happy or not happy is really irrelevant. It's just that, I always see you make your own happiness, right?
Indeed.
So the first thing that you started with is that passive investing has been the norm here for quite some time. That's going to get blown up because the Magnificent Seven, the biggest stocks, are all starting to drift down. And that's even if the things go okay, if those stocks go down, the market goes down. So the active investor is going to get more, is going to have more opportunities than in the past. Number two is there's always a bull market somewhere. Even if everything starts to go down the toilet bowl, there are stocks that you can own that will not only protect you, but you'll thrive. And so, we see those. I'm not the Wizard of Oz behind a sheet. Big money can't hide their moves, and all we do is just draft behind them and catch most of the move through our algorithm. We don't have to be on the bleeding edge. I don't have to guess. I don't have to predict. All I have to do is follow closely when our algorithm says there's momentum and there's volume to justify the move. And that's all we do. Our algorithm sees it. It displays it graphically for you. And it's up to you then if you want to take the trade or not.
And the issue right now, what we're offering members and friends of the show is tradewithlionel.com, specifically targeted and oriented to, by the way, you, the very intellectually sophisticated listener and viewer, from a great source of information, Bob Kudla. I know him. I endorse him. He knows what he's doing. It is available right now. And Bob, as you said, as things happen, if there's something that we need to talk about, something that's breaking news, we'll jump in, perhaps we'll talk again so that our listeners, our viewers, and our friends can know what's happening, because this is about cutting edge, and there is nobody in the business more cutting edge than you, sir. And it's trade. I'm sorry, please, sir, go ahead.
No, yeah, and yeah, no problem. You just give me a buzz if I can jump on, I will. But just in case you make a mistake and you go to my site, tradelikeagenius.com, and you buy there, just let us know you came from Lionel so that we can inform him that's where we heard you from. So because he's spending the time and effort here to communicate with you guys. So
That's right.
yeah, so we always do that. So yeah, absolutely. Look, this is a tremendous opportunity right now in the market. We're going to go into recession for sure. A lot of people. The reason why I like trading so much is that it gave me a life skill beyond my corporate world, and you're going to need to be able to be in charge of your own portfolios going forward, because you can't trust Wall Street. Remember, Wall Street's out for Wall Street.
Absolutely.
They don't build us skyscrapers on you winning money. Okay.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much it, Lionel. It's going to be a tremendous opportunity. Excellent. Yeah, just ping me. Maybe we'll get on together in a couple of weeks when the worm turns here with the Fed. If the Fed starts throwing liquidity back in the market, we may get a Santa rally, and that'd be a nice 6 to 8 week move higher. Or they can't control the bond market, and we just keep falling into Christmas. So we'll see it one way or the other. And I'll ping you, and we'll hop on for a couple minutes just to remind people. But the pricing that Lionel put out, the best pricing you get is for this Saturday. So don't forget to take advantage of it by Saturday.
And that's tradewithlionel.com, tradewithlionel.com. One more time for those of you who are not paying attention, tradewithlionel.com. Bob Kudla, thank you so much, my friend. We will talk soon. And again, thank you for your incredible work and your incredible mission for liquidity and riches beyond anything anybody could ever imagine. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Have a great day, Lionel.
Indeed.